You guys ready to build some stuff? Got all the stuff there. Pull up one of the other cameras here. So we got a bunch of stuff over here that we're gonna be working on. I'm gonna switch this over right now to the camera for the desk, and we can get started on one of these projects. Small one. That one. And there we go. All right. So we have a couple of things to work on. We have our lightsabers here. I opened them up a little bit. So right here, one of these coin cell style speakers here is not working. This one, for some reason, is not fully taking a charge. There it is. Well, now they both seem to be working. I don't know what's up with that. So I know one of these drivers are falling off. I might just glue the driver just to be safe. Let's see what else we got. We have the unicorn sword, which is in mini pieces. So we need to do some soldering. This wire is supposed to be connected. I'm gonna have to open this whole thing up. There's like broken framework inside there that was supposed to hold this, because this inner piece is supposed to have this little shaft right here that rotates, which is part of the bubble mechanism. So gotta figure that out, because half the mounting bracket's there and half broken right here. So that'll be fun. Yes. As far as soldering, I think this just needs to get soldered to that, and then we need to get the wires to stop touching each other. But we'll try to get that fixed. We got some hydro bob parts here. These guys just need to get sewed. I'm not sure where I put the thread right now, so that will be one of the last things we do. And then we have this big old thing here. This would have been the thumbnail you saw, but he has gotten too big for this now. Let's see who we got here. We got Stack Deadpool, Taiwan, and my girl Sandra in the chat here. So hey everyone, how you guys doing? But yeah, this guy right here, we're gonna find a way to trim it down so that it can fit on him, because basically what we need is we need it to kind of be like mid-chest down. So we keep the fake leg, we keep the unicorn down here, but when he puts his Deadpool top on, even if he reaches up and the shirt comes up some, he'll still at least have the costume underneath there showing, and not whatever else. So the one kind of sad part is this is a nice expensive brand new zipper, but we'll figure that out right now. I got the soldering iron charged, and yeah. So what's the next con everyone's going to? So it's not actually the battery that's not working. It's the speaker driver. It literally fell off. I had it separated when we were at Stack Anime the other day, and I just kind of shoved it back together, kind of holding now. But I think I'm gonna put a dab of glue on the back there just so that it doesn't come back apart. comic verse, will be there for sure. Anime. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna make it to that one. Anime. Where's Anime? Yeah, that's down in Frisco. Hmm. That's what I think we'll do. I think what we'll do, not ruining this zipper, is we'll just take the zipper off. We'll trim it, and then we'll just sew up whatever we need to sew. So, if I'm gonna do something loud, just so you guys know, I will mute the mic out, and then I'll run whatever, the sewing machine or a saw or whatever. Then I'll just come back on audio wise. Hopefully, eventually, I'll be able to throw music in there, but I haven't figured that out yet. Okay, so anyone that builds with fabric, this tool right here is a useful tool. You can get them for fairly cheap over at Joann. This thing's a seam ripper. It allows you to pull the stitches back out and cut them so that you can unsew things that have been sewed together. And it is the quickest way to pop something apart. Any of you guys that seen Unipol Phil's costume at SAC Anime and notice he's a little more agile than usual, is because I split the whole back seam and added a panel in there for him. Because they don't make unicorn costumes for guys that big. There we go. We have our first gap started. So we'll just keep cutting stitches from there. Let's get it going. It goes pretty quick. Because now, so. There is one side free. Now we get this other side unsewed. Yeah. Part of the problem with the lightsabers, by the way, is they're Timu. So if there were better ones, I plan on getting from Kyber Cave. You guys definitely check them out if you need lightsabers. They make good ones. We hang out with them all the time. But yeah, hopefully, I mean, these just gotta last. They're just for Bruce to run around his kid pool, so he's gonna beat them. We're doing Deadpool stuff. Honestly, they've held up pretty well. These things been dropped and abused, and all they are is one speaker's a little wonky, and we're missing one screw right here, which I'll probably have to get from Home Depot or something. But they've held up pretty good. I mean, I think they paid like $20 for them at most. But, yeah. Scissors. Should be about. I'm just gonna eyeball this. It goes under the costume anyway, so it should be unseen. There, big ones. Broken screen. Add back in. So, anyone that sews, or anyone that's wanting to learn to sew, get yourself a pair of scissors or two and use them for nothing but your fabric. Don't cut paper with them, don't cut cardboard, don't cut foam, none of that. All that stuff kills your scissors way worse than fabric will ever. And you'll start getting horrible cuts on your fabric if you don't have a good pair of scissors. So let's see. Yeah, so that shut, creating a waist, and all that's hidden underneath will. You don't want to sew the top. Well, we can sew this back piece up. Let's see. Red's already out. Nice. Like a needle. Needle. Oh, that's a brand new one. What needle in this one? No. Yeah. Needle. Other good piece of advice is cut the end of your thread clean before you put your needle on. Make it so much easier. There we go. Ah, hate that part. But we have needle and thread. Maybe this one's a little better. There you go. Check it here. Pull it tight. There we are. I'm going to start right here. Yeah. So yeah, none of the fixes we have are that hard, except for the unicorn lightsaber over here. That one's gonna get tricky, because mostly for the structure part, the wiring will be easy, but the part that's supposed to hold the two pieces together is kind of broken to like three pieces. So that'll be fun. There's a lot of stitches you can do just in a basic stitch job here. So it's it only has to be stronger than a 10-year-old, but as long as it doesn't blow up the seam, we're good. It's in smear. No, I am actually using the what is it? The StreamYard. I just kind of rigged it up, so I sent my personal email invite, and then I opened that on my phone, and I have my phone mounted above. So this camera up here is my phone, which is my guest, and then that one over there is the one on the actual computer. Well, I mean, I do have a mount bolted into the wall to hold my phone up there. So. Just out of curiosity, how clear does this mic sound to y'all out there? I mean, this is a very old microphone. Because if you watch the video I dropped this morning, you'll see the microphone, but it's from, I do believe, the 40s or the 50s. Old school Shure. And apparently it was one of the chosen mics that Elvis liked. What do you want? The mic's from the freaking 1950s, James. Quit being picky. Nice. All right, that's that one. Now we have that stood up, and I think that's actually pretty good. Let's see where we are. It's a beautiful microphone. Even if it does buzz a little if you touch the on-off switch. That is a beautiful piece of machinery. Yeah, this is Bruce's legs. So I know you weren't here for your Phil. I don't know where I threw it, but the top part has gotten too tight for him. He can't quite wear it, and we came up with the modification of basically giving it like a reverse crop top. That way he can wear his kid pull stuff with this, and then put his shirt and his top on there, and then this will kind of be just like pants. I mean, I have other microphones. Just chill. I like this one. It's fancy and old school. I mean, I've been wanting to get it spun for years, and I finally did. I have the Bob Barker mic somewhere over there. I think it's in that box right there. So. Body shop. I don't have body shots, but I have a cocktail. So, Sandra, if Bruce is done with his food and not in the shower yet, can you send him down here so he can try this thing real quick? Quite a few. I appreciate all of you too. I know a lot of you jumped on in the last couple of days here, which is very much appreciated. Sounds like Bruce is coming. Okay. Hey, and you have Deadpool on too. All right, ready?
One minute.
Sit. One first. Here's what's going through my body part. Yeah, we should probably fill this good at some point.
Yeah. Oh, one my outfit.
Oh, I thought this.
Tennis ball edge. Oh.
Fine, no. Fluffing the legs.
I know. Yeah.
Between the legs, that would not be comfortable.
Yeah.
Hold those. Down. can go back to a power supply or two. This one and this one. This one fan. This one fan.
Just that one.
Get your head out there.
And when my legs out the way,
What's up here? Okay. This fan. First. Oh, that's better. Okay. So, try to stand over here on the pad, Bruce. Yeah. Sticking your hood.
okay.
All right. So you guys can see this battery isn't strong enough, but this is kind of the concept of where we're going with it. So now you can wear his t-shirt and he has a Deadpool top, kind of similar to that. So now it just kind of, that top works with that. That comfortable?
Yeah.
Okay. I think you're good.
Wait.
All right. You want that thing off now?
Yes.
Bow. How are you supposed to feel about that here?
That's a
You gotta get it off your butt before you sit down.
I'll have to take that from this.
That one's good. All right. That up there. We'll switch the camera back. So. Okay. So. Yeah. So now this thing actually works with them, and we got the Louis shoes, and we can go back to having a unipool. That's one more custom he can do. And we'll put that. Yeah. So that has to get into one of those boxes back there. Oh, excuse Andrew. Let's see. We are done with the needle and the thread. Thread needle. Put this on this thing down here. Needle in the bag. Sewing stuff gets put away. Okay. Deadpool. A Deadpool? Yeah, Deadpool. And we got Deadpool. Hey, quit hating on my almost beard. Okay, so this zipper is actually still good. We can use it again later. So we just put that in there. So which one next? Let's do. For anyone that's just jumping in, one of these drivers came apart at Halloween, and it finally fell the rest of the way apart at 2nd of May. And then when I stuck it back together, it started making noise again. So we're going to take glue and kind of glue it in I'm just debating on what kind. Thinking probably some gel would be good. Because I'm worried hot glue might take too much. The glue tin out. Yep, two on this side. Let's start with that one. Okay. So what I'm aiming for is this tiny spot back here by the contacts, where those two wires are there. I'm trying to get a dot to glue this magnet here to that green part. But all these little slits over here go straight to the speaker. And I do not want to glue that speaker to the driver because that would be bad. The graveyard's live right now. That's cool. All right. Don't know which one had the problem, so I want to do them both. This is probably going to be a really quick fix. That is amazing. I think that is a first. I used super glue and did not glue my finger. Stop. Alrighty. So, take a look in the chat real quick. What we got going on? Mint Helen Keller. What are you, Dante? Yeah, that's not going to get in at all. Watching multiple videos there. Let's see. Let's see. Find out. Let's open it. Yeah, I mean, if Phil was definitely a help. He is one that showed me StreamYard. So he was definitely a help here. We do that every day, every couple of days with distance skirting. Hey. So. Let's see. Something that will be coming up in the future, which I actually need to get with Sack Deadpool real quick before I can do it fully, because I need to get him to help me fix my 3D printer over here. Is that real quick. So I need him to help me get this thing running right. Hopefully we can get together soon. But I'm going to be taking this old punching bag, particularly this lovely red part here, disassembling it, and making me a mask. But I'm going to 3D print my own shell for it. I found a file on Thingiverse. When I get to that part, I will definitely shout out the person that designed it and put it up there because credit goes to where credit's due. But I'm gonna be building my own mask and then making my own skin out of that thing, so we can upgrade from the sock mask because those things they look okay, but they're all horrible. They are so hot. They start smelling funky. They itch. I'm hoping the shell's a little bit better. Also, when we finally get the shells, we're going to take the sock mask and see if we can't put the shell under the sock mask to make the sock mask a little bit better. If that works, I'm going to be printing a slightly smaller one so that Bruce is going to be getting my old sock mask, and I'm going to be upgrading to the I'm not printing. I'm going to be upgrading to the new mask, but we'll be putting a sock mask in the Hello Kitty pool, and we'll put a shell in that one if it works, and then we'll also be putting one into the other sock mask for Bruce. Hopefully, if we can make it work with his glasses, that'd be ideal. But see. Cosplaying is somewhat torture, Bill. Or James. No matter what you do, I mean, there's stuff that can make it better, but it's gonna be rough in there sometimes. There's like rep cards somewhere off over here. I'm not sure where. But when you're inside of a costume and you're fully enclosed, it's gonna get hot or cold, depending on the costume. I don't know which one that's worse. But then Ender 3 S2 Plus. So, but anyways, if you're some of these costumes you're wearing very little, like even for some of the guy costumes, if you're actually wearing a thin costume, you're wearing some freaking shorts and a t-shirt basically. And if it's wintertime, it's cold. A lot of the girls get it really bad because if you're like a Mortal Kombat person or something, or even Streets of Rage or Street Fighter or any of the freaking combat games, they're almost always in like freaking one piece or two piece swimsuit style, and it just gets cold. The other side of that coin is if you're wearing something like Jake or Reptar or even the Sandworm, you're going to be warm. You're inside of a giant mascot costume and you're going to be hot. So Reptar, the first time I wore it, I was able to wear it for like maybe 20 minutes. And then I had to get pulled out of that thing because I was getting the freaking black going on. And I knew if I didn't get out of that thing and get some water, I was going to be passing out. So, only you deadpool. I mean, Council Wade. So we got the Council Wade, and we even have multiple members inside the chat right now. I mean, there's always a good feeling, and it's growing constantly. As we definitely saw it back anime, there was at least 20 of them throughout the weekend. I mean, Deadpool is another one of the hot costumes just because your whole head's covered. Anytime you have something covering your whole head, your body naturally releases heat out of the top of your head. So it's just going to be hot. So, I mean, sometimes you got mixed parts. So that costume that we were just working on, that got turned into the unicorn. The first time James wore that, or Bruce wore that, he was freezing. We went to Silicon, the last one they had there, and he had that AC cranked up in there. And Bruce was cold the whole show. And yeah, he was fully covered head to toe. That the onesie was a onesie style. It even had the mask attached to it at one time. And it had its own built-in gloves. It was a full-on one-piece ankle to top of the head. But I mean, he got very cold. There was actually a Sailor Moon and Mars. Sailor Mars, I think, was the other one. Deadpool at that anime. The one I'm printing actually does have the holes in it, but I mean, you have fabric over your head. It's going to get hot. So. All right, so let's switch back over here and see about getting this other lightsaber running. So throw that back up. And we'll be working on this guy right here. And I'll go here. Boom. Back over there we go. So yeah. Some of these costumes I was talking about, like this up here you got the sandworm. Bruce was not cold in that. Let's see what else you guys can see from that. You can't quite see it, but maybe if I turn the wheel, yeah, right there you got Jake the dog. That one's hot. Demo can get warm. It's not horrible. There's a lot of space in there. But the Reptar costume, I had to add fans. I started with 2. I am up to 1, 2, 3, 4 fans, 4 maybe 5. Yeah, that costume has let's see, 2 in the tail. It has a waistband fan. I plan on adding a second one for the other side, one for front, one for back. And then we have the exhaust one, because in the head of that I actually put a hole that exhausts up and out of the eyeballs to help pull air through the helmet. So yeah, that thing still gets horribly hot. I can be in there for about an hour, 2 hours, and then I have to split the back, take the head off, get at least halfway out of that thing for a minute, and I go in there with literally short bum. So I'm wearing Deadpool, a lot of puns. My Deadpool, I have my life-filled pocket right here with small feet in it. I have B. Arthur mint. So yeah, I had a lot of puns and stickers. So, if you guys ever see this out there, feel free to come up to us and ask us. We almost always have stickers on us. There is the small screwdriver. I don't know if I can do this. I don't see the screwdriver. Let's see. Anything. Do I have anything here that I can use? A little flathead. Where did my Phillips go? Babe, if you don't mind, can you look at my side table and see if the little red multi-bit screwdriver is sitting on the Hellraiser table? Thank you. All right. Any idea about when you're going to be getting that costume done?
Yeah.
You have it? The one I was looking for, but I was looking for the all aluminum one that just has a little bit slide in.
Oh, look, that was the first one.
Okay. Thank you. This actually does help, though. We'll get some of them. So this thing I've been modifying from day one. So this came from Six Flags, and when we first got it, they did not have any more of these that had the bubble wall, which is the reservoir. So I got them to give me one of the bubble balls from another one, and I had to electrical tape the ball to get it to stop falling off. So that was mod 1. Then at one point I did tear this thing apart, and I think I have a video of it somewhere. But I had to tear this thing down and fix it once. It lasted a day. And then Bruce had managed to break it again because he treated it like a sword, and he hit things and it did not hold up. So we need to figure out this repair to be robust. This tube move? I do not believe this tube. Yeah, this tube does not move. So it only has to stay in place. That is in our benefit. Wow. What was the first cosplay you built? What are some of the songs in the road? So, okay. So the first one I built was actually a Deadpool costume. It was a lazy Deadpool, but I had a baby hand. I've had to rework that baby hand a couple times since then. That was many years ago. That was the last time Doug Bradley was at Sinister Creature Con. And I built, I took one of the, where are they? I took a little finger hand. Where'd that go? Kind of like this guy. And I took one of those tubes that you like shove the nails in and stuff to store them. They're like clear tube with rubber caps. And I stuck this into the slit, pulled off the rest of it, cut the toe off of a sock, glued it around that so that I would have something to hold it to my arm. And then I took like clear silicone that you'd use on like a fish tank or a window. And I just gooped it all the way around this to make like the rough texture. And then I finished it off with some liquid latex and a little bit of makeup. And it looked pretty good. I mean, it was a red cap, so you had like neat look underneath the skin. And it looked decent. I mean, it was enough. It was a nice one. So, but and then later on, I ended up making another baby hand. That was the Thanos Infinity Gauntlet. And when I wore that one to Silver Age, it was like the second time we met the Distance Nerding guys, I do believe. And James and Phil were up on stage there doing an interview with somebody. And from out in the audience, I just come up with the baby hand, Thanos hand, mask on, and I just start waving. And I just see James up there try to faintly, without making it too obvious, just be like looking confused and kind of terrified by it. May have been creepy, but we came with tacos. So, if I remember right from taking this part last time, I do believe this headpiece is separate from this pink part. So I might be able to get away with this. If I can get these four out. Those are too deep. There's that little tiny yellow one. There it is. So, this is not the right tool, but it is the tool that's working. Which makes it the right tool. Worst part is I have so many tools, I probably have like 3 of the right screwdrivers somewhere, including the one at work. Screen oil. Deadpool and stuff. And those weren't just tacos. Those were like ribs shredded and put onto Hawaiian bun taco shells. Those were freaking delicious. Yep, broken plastic, that's fine. Some more screws. One purple thing. Okay, that one's not it. This guy. Maybe there's one piece. Maybe I was wrong. Yeah. Two pieces. Oh, it's two pieces, but the white one's on the inside of the pink. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Haha! We're in. Okay. For the little tip. Let's see. Yes, first of all, we should separate these wires because you know, touch these aren't going to work right. Second of all, I'll show you part the thin wire. It's easy to strip. So what we need is this. Buffer. Sorry if anyone's wearing headphones, I could be loud. Okay. A little bit of flux on there. Kit. Get hot. Down there. I'll start smoking when it gets warm. This can of flux I've had since I was like 13. I actually might have something that works for you when you come over. I have a lot of ribbon in there and even like some lanyards and such that we might be able to make work for your jingle bells there, Stackpole. Yeah, I mean, some of that ribbon's sold. Like the price on it's like 2 cents. So I smell smoke. That's nice and hot. Always make sure you route it properly. And then let's see. I need solder for sure. Little puddle on them. Don't freeze solder fumes. That's bad for you. There we go. Let's glue it back together. Let's stick some batteries in this and see if it makes noise. Well, it should make noise. That wasn't broken. But let's see if it lights up. 2 battery. 3 battery. And we have lights. How can the pretty light? Okay. That is 2 features working. Now we just got to get the last one. Let's get this is a hose. Line up on the rod. And then from here, it's just in figuring out how to mount this thing where it will stay. Yeah, definitely Deadpool is one of those ones you end up, if you have one, you're going to end up getting more eventually. Unless you're Phil. For some reason, he only has one. But, I mean, I have Hello Kitty, I have my Lazy, I have a lot. I've done a bunch of them. I had little Wolverine claws that I wore, like children's toys. I've done all kinds of stuff, fun stuff with it. I mean, even Bruce has 2 different versions. You're right, Beck. Phil does have them 2 now. Because on Halloween, wrong one. That one. On Halloween, he was wearing a Pikachu onesie instead of a unicorn. But how many costumes does James have? That's good. That's good. Let's see. Right into there. There. This might be best. Just use. Okay. I'm going to grab my scissors. I'm going to cut all the tape free. Tape it back later. Release LED. Then we have 2 tubes hooked to it. So before I pop that second one, let's go green. I'll put some green on here. Some green on here. What I'm doing right now is I'm just giving myself some reference marks here. So that side's green. And the other side was clear. Now I can pop that apart. And this is the end we're trying to fix right now. So that piece like stick out of there. So I just figured out how this works. Basically, one of these tubes is your air, the other one's your bubble, which I'm pretty sure, or one's a flow back. Okay, so one of these is going to be your bubble, and the other one's like a backflow. And then on the tip there, when the rod in here spins, it spins this little silicone piece back here, and that spins the rod, which spins the little wiper in the top here, which cuts the bubbles off and makes them go. As the whole clear tube is getting a fan blowing up it. So realistically, we just need to make this so that the air will blow up it, and then we can secure this separate, because this can kind of free float somewhat, even though that goes in there like so. So yeah, if I can airtight this, reconnect all this stuff, and when we slide the tube on, we just will woo living heck out of this. It actually might work. Hopefully longer than last time. So what I'm thinking, maybe hot glue. So yeah. Don't feed your bears Taco Bell. Get on. So just I will slide it on, and then I will use needle move to try to force it down. Okay, we got it started. I know it might be hard for you guys to see because it's all tiny. I can barely see myself. Oh. That looks much better. But I think we can actually possibly hot glue the living out of it and make it work. So what we have here is, let's switch this right over, that where this tube is connecting to that, there's a little bit of a gap left, but I've gotten it down to 1/4 inch-ish, which isn't horrible. But I will need to remove the motor, it looks like. Let's do a more now. At least all the screws are the same. That's beautiful. I don't have to put screws back in certain spots, which is nice. Okay. So this ring up out of the way. Okay, so this tube is blowing air. It looks like. But siphoning air from down below? What? Okay. Oh no. It's just second. Okay, that's interesting. So this has a tube coming down here, the silicone one, runs up and into the side of this through a fluid pump and then pushes bubbles up through this, which means this is a free fall return back down because that's not hooked into anything. That's literally just ran through the machine. But at the same time, it's using a different motor. No, the same motor was gearing to still power from the fan motor to push the pump. So they managed to get a fluid moving and a fan, a squirrel fan setup out of one motor by putting a shaft out of both sides. That is interesting. And because the one coming out for the fluid pump would need to run the opposite way and have more torque, they added a gear set in there so that they can down gear it to get more torque out of it so that it doesn't just clog up with the fluid. That is interesting. Okay. Well, let's see. Hot glue gun. What time are we at? Not bad. We'll probably take this till about 8:30ish. We should have this done by then. Now I can pop that. Get that out of the way. Hold that back that way. Put that, and actually super glue it first, and that might help reference hold it so that it doesn't accidentally break free. Killed that last glue, so we're going with a fresh one. By the way, don't spend a lot of money on super glue. Go to the dollar store, you need this stuff. 2 tubes for $1. The little ones work great. just because if you ruin the tube, you forget it open, oh well, put 50 cents. You can throw the thing away, don't matter. So. Also, if you're using these and you are going to use multiple at the same time, just keep switching your tip over. You end up with extra of the tips, and then you'll when you come back to it, if it's crusted shut, you can take a pair of pliers, break it free here, twist it off if it's stuck, and just take one of your spare tip caps and put it on one. So it's great to have extras of these lids. I probably have more lids than I do glue in this tin right now. I for sure have more lids than I do glue. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 glues, and somewhere around 13 caps in there. So, yeah. Next thing I do need to find is a super glue accelerant. I should probably get that this weekend. But we have super glued this piece to that piece, and just give me a second. You can actually make this stuff stronger and dry almost instantly if you use some baking soda. I don't want to do that in this particular situation because I'm afraid I'd break the plastic afterwards. Especially if Burris gets rather raw. Let's get the mat. Gloves. Got the silicone mat. Really don't stick to the table. Extra glue stick is equal to that. And I personally like some leather gloves because I almost always get this stuff on my finger and it hurts. So these are my glue gloves. The glue does not adhere to the goat skin. I'm pretty sure what these ones are. They're Tillman gloves. They're meant for like grinding and stuff when you're welding. They also work really good for a lot of costumes. Because a lot of costumes require white gloves. You can get these. They're like 10, 15 bucks a pair at most weld shops. Use your math if you want. Those masks look pricey. Okay. Oh no, headphones dying soon. Let's see what we see here. That's a bad go. And fill a gap here. Okay. Put that way. Go straight. So this doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to not obstruct the air on the inside. Or the main thing. And At the same time, direct as much air up that tube as possible. So, then, play with it here. That's all internal, so I'm not that worried about the spider webs. Yeah, drip in there. There we go. It was like half cooled, so it still moved, but at the same time, it was like kind of a jelly state, so it held together there. Let's see. Yeah. Realistically, you're not safe with this stuff until it gets cloudy. Let's get somebody, my friend, I think. Another screw. A box. Alright, from here, we weld that back together. Run the hoses up. Retape everything together. And we should be good. You know, it'd be really nice with a piece of rubber tube. Probably solve like half the problems I have right now. Okay. Turn wide. Ooh, fancy from Spain. Yeah, Phil, when you come over next time, we gotta figure out how to get some music for the background. I'm sure this is massively exciting watching me put little layers of glue on, like welding one bead at a time. That and you're impatient with your contact statement still. I mean, I have a little thing where I have 3 more jacks on here that are XLR or quarter inch. I mean, even if we're not going, a lot of the time we'll post up information about what cons are coming up on our Instagram. So if you guys are looking for cons, that you guys can usually look there. If you guys are on Facebook, there's also California Cons, I think it's called. That is a Facebook group that tells about a lot of them. You can follow, I don't know what his handle is, but you can follow Happy Hogan, and he has a bunch of stuff. He's always talking about what cons are went on and what ones are going on. I think is that the end of the hole? Yay, that's the end of the hole. Now once this dries, we can put it together. The furthest you've gone is right. What color is in writing? Was that like a weekend blender or something? Or not, what are those ones? Oh, Hanukkah? Pull the gloves off. Let's make sure the little piece rotates still. That's hot. Let's turn this thing on. Bubble mode. Oh, pop out. There we go. Shaft is spinning. Both the LEDs are working. There we go. All features are working now. That's good. And we did it with one glue stick. So I am going to move this hot thing over here before I burn myself. So at this point, it's just putting the thing back together. Especially when this is cool. Yeah, that's fairly cool. So we will route the silicone one up. Goes to the string. I'll take the other line right there. We'll get our little friend the doggy tape. And down cover this sensor. You always have to throw the first section away because it's filled with dust. And we will put these guys running up. 502. And then it's just strips of Scotch tape. Wrap it around. Granted, that was my Scotch tape we cut off before. But that's what was in here originally. It's, yeah. It's not the most beefy, well-built thing. I made that really short. So you can look at like the pieces that broke here. That is really cheap plastic, nylon stuff, and part of it missing. Yeah, you can see it has the kind of a D-shaped registry to keep it from rotating. I think it's super glue on or something. Still tacky. I don't think that ever dried. But now we have totally eliminated that ring. This ring is not much better. This is the one that was originally designed to hold the blade. So the blade was that as part of this. That would have been the lip on it to make it seat in there. Like this. Probably go like that. I do not like that. I think I might put it in upside down. If it'll, yeah. We gotta put that in. And then I slide this over And that will tell me a lot. Oh, so these lights have to switch down a little. They cannot be higher than that white piece. I can actually separate. I can do like that. But this white piece sticks out through the tip. Not know Reading had their Comic-Con. Yeah, it is interesting. Was it a good show? Okay. Let's see. That's all taped together. That's good. That's good. Bottom housing. Around over here. This. How does this go now? This way? Yeah, this way. So this will sit back into there. There we go. That will go there. Ring goes around all that. Down back there. And the tube goes on. Those screws in first. That's actually going to stay pretty well, I think. That's actually kind of stuck on this the hot glue as well. I have to. Wow, gamer half a foot. Take it to like 150 bucks. It's not bad. Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday. That's cool. We have to check that one out if we have the time and money at that time. Being that small, we'd probably just do Saturday. On that wire. The end of pinch point. Yay. If anyone out there has questions or need help with a cosplay, let me know. I'm very resourceful. I might have something for you. There's that on there. And that. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put these last 2 screws in, close this side of the clamshell, test everything, and we're going to call that probably it. Maybe for a minute here. It all depends on the roll of the dice. Let's see what we've got here. Okay. So all that's really left here is I'm going to have to glue the blade in. Well, D20 for bullet resourceful. There's it right there. Or maybe 5. Yeah, 5. Yeah, I just gotta glue that in, which I can do later when I get a better screwdriver. This is freaking horrible. So I can squeeze everything together here. I'm not dumping bubbles in the sink because that's horribly messy. But let's see what we have for function. We have gallop. We have lights. Both side lights are working. We have dimmer lights because it's still power for the motor. But I hear a fan. The air blowing out the top. So I think we are good now. I just have to put this whole thing back together. Put all the screws in. And glue the blade. Which will be fun. Right now it's a little floppy. There's nothing wrong with a floppy blade. Alright. So let's see. Let's do this real quick. Let's put this over here. Horrible stripey stripes. And then we'll take that one off. And there we go. Alright. So I think that's going to be it for the builds today. It all seems to work, which is yay. Bruce should be very happy. Although Bruce should be in bed. If you're not in bed, go to bed. But yeah. Yeah, I'll end the next one here. I have a couple more builds coming that I gotta do. The pumpkin right up here. That guy needs to get some flames in him. I'm pretty sure that's gonna take drilling holes in the bottom, which should be fun. Ah, cool. Good. Bruce is in bed. And then this whole mountain right here of crates, and you see peeking through. That's in all projects for later. Oh, cool. Well, thank you all 8 of you for still being here. 2 hours later. I mean, that paper roll is fiberglass. We got fiberglass projects coming up. It's gonna be fun. And as you heard, that bag is gonna become a Deadpool helmet. So we got lots of stuff still to build, and much of this will be changing. So everything from the shelf getting more put together to a whole, this filing cabinet's going to get a frame, and a lot of this cluster will go away. Start 3. Let me know if this one doesn't. I am free most of this weekend if you're. So we'll get with you and message you, Jackpo. Yeah, I'm free most of the weekend. I have to do a couple little errands, and we have one interview, which I'm not sure when it's going to air, but yeah. But yeah, if you got some time this weekend, just hit Sandra and she'll let us know. Free after 1 on Saturday. That should probably work. But yeah, I'll have Sandra message you and we'll figure out some scheduling because she does most of the scheduling for us. But yeah. Thank you. Yeah. I think that's gonna about do it for tonight. We're at what, 18? So yeah, that was about 1 hour. Yeah, almost 2 hours. We did pretty good. We managed to get the lightsabers going, which both of them are working. So yep. Both of them make noise, both of them working. We got the unicorn fixed, and we got the unicorn lightsaber fixed. So kind of ties it all together. Lightsabers and unicorns. I might have to change the name of this. Right. Oh, this isn't a D20. Is it? It's a D100? That is a D100. So, that's, yeah. Did not even know that was a thing. And I have one. Yeah, this is actually a D100 die. I got it at one of the shows. The other side has a nice radioactive symbol. Actually has a card somewhere. I need to get back with them. I'm gonna have them make me some freaking green kryptonite books. And I'm gonna put them into probably Deadpool and or a Batman suit. But here, first blood, guys. All right. Well, I think that about wraps it up. So, thank you guys for coming by. We'll try somewhere around the same time next week. I am not sure what we'll be working on. All right. Have a good one, guys.